welcome back to my channel. I am very excited today because I am talking about something that I love and that I talk about all the time if anyone will listen, and that is Feng Shui. And today I want to share my experience with Feng Shui and how it literally was a life-changing experience. As cheesy as that sounds, it's true. So yeah, I want to share my Feng Shui story. And basically, I will start by telling you that a while back, I was feeling down. I don't know, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel good in my house. I thought maybe we needed to move. My husband and I were having issues, like we weren't feeling connected. And then I felt like the money that came into our house was just like flying out the window. Like we were just burning through it so fast. So those were a few things. Oh, I also felt like I was stuck with my jewelry business. So yeah, just like an overall sense of like stuck energy is how I was feeling. So I decided to look into Feng Shui, and I found my friend Bethany, who is a Feng Shui consultant, and I decided to hire her and have her come and work her magic on my house. And it was the best thing that I ever did. My husband would agree it was one of the best things that we ever did. So let's get into it and let me tell you what happened. There's like some drama involved. There were some big aha moments. There were tears. Yeah, it was a very emotional experience, and it was way more emotional than I thought it would be. I thought it would be like, oh, she comes in, helps move things around, maybe add a crystal here and there. No, it was nothing like that. It got deep. Okay, so the first thing to know about Feng Shui, and the most important thing, is that it's about energy. It's about the energy in your space and how it feels. And the overall goal is to bring more positive energy into your house, and that's called qi. So you want good qi coming in, flowing in, because that is what brings good health, opportunities, more money, more love, all that good stuff. So the goal is to get more of that good energy pumping through your house. So before she came to my house, Bethany asked me to focus on 3 areas of my life where I wanted to see improvement. So I chose love and marriage, money, and career. So there are basically 2 major things that she did. The first thing she did was all about feeling the energy of the space. So she comes in and, she like walks around and she starts asking questions about the space, about the things in the space, about lack of things in the space, all those questions. That's how she gets a sense of everything and starts to understand the house, the people in the house, kind of like what's going on in the house. So this totally cracked me up. Okay, so before she even came in the house, she's on the front porch. I answer the door and she's like, "Where are the numbers for your house?" And I'm like, "Huh?" And she's like, "The address, the numbers, like people need to know what your address is." And I realized that we had an address plate and it had been covered up by a camellia bush. And she's like, "Okay, that is number 1. You want good energy to come into your house. You want the good chi to find you. You have to clearly label the front of your house. with your address. So that was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And then I started thinking about it and I started realizing that there had been a lot of times where, you know, whether it was deliveries or new friends coming to the house that had never been here, a lot of times people were confused. They would have to call me, they would like drive by a couple times. And I don't know why I never put it together, but hello, it's because they couldn't see the address. So that was the first aha moment. And that is my first tip to you. That is, make sure your address is clearly visible on the front of your house. Speaking of the front of your house, it's also super important that the front of your house be very welcoming, meaning no spider webs, a new doormat, like the door freshly painted and clean. If you have windows at the front of the house, make sure those are really clean. The hardware should be polished. Really, it's like the most important space because that's where all that good energy comes into your house. So she did eventually come inside the house after we talked about the front porch and the lack of address numbers. And so this is where she really started to feel the energy of the space. And she walked around a lot and she asked a lot of questions about different things. And my husband thought that it was interesting. He said, well, she's asking the questions that other people probably have, but won't ask. Things that maybe they think are like a little off, but they're not gonna say anything. They're not gonna tell you that. So after walking around for a while, she had some observations. And so she knew that one of the areas that I really wanted to work on was our relationship. So as she walked around, she said, okay, well, I definitely can feel your presence in the house. I can feel your daughter's presence in the house, but I don't feel your husband at all. I don't sense that he even lives here. And I was like, huh? And she was like, yeah, I mean, there aren't any pictures of him. I don't see any of his things. Like, does he really exist? So I was kind of caught off guard by that. I was like, well, yeah, he exists. And so then I told her, I was like, well, to be totally honest, like, he's never here. He's always working. So maybe that's why you don't feel his presence. I told her, well, basically he gets up every morning. He tiptoes down the stairs so that he doesn't wake us up. And he gets ready in one of the bathrooms downstairs. And I showed her that bathroom. And it was the funkiest of all 4 bathrooms in this house. It actually, which kills me to say it, had a mold problem at the time. And so all of a sudden, the questions she was asking, it all started coming together for me. And I realized that, okay, wait a minute, this guy gets up every morning to go work his brains out so that we can afford to live in this nice house, and he has to get ready in a mold, mildew infested bathroom. Yes, that's what was happening, and that's when I started getting super emotional, started crying, and I started realizing, well, maybe that's part of the disconnect, is that he doesn't feel appreciated. And so we have 2 bathrooms downstairs. One of them's that one, and then one of them is a nice bathroom that we had just had remodeled. And she asked, why isn't he using this bathroom? And I said, well, we want to keep it nice. We don't want it to look used. And she was like, no. From now on, that bathroom, the nice bathroom, is his bathroom. And I was like, okay. She was like, no more using the mold infested bathroom. I want you to go today and I want you to get fresh towels for that bathroom. I want you to go buy him some really nice soaps, you know, candles, whatever you think he would like in that bathroom. I want you to go buy it. I want you to get that bathroom set up for him. And so I did, and he was so excited. And it wasn't a big deal, really. I mean, you know, just some candles, some soap, some new towels. But that moment is when everything shifted and it completely changed our relationship, because I guess because he felt like he was appreciated. And how I never saw that he wasn't feeling appreciated, kind of blows my mind, and kind of makes me like sad, because he is appreciated. So anyway, that was the first thing that she said, and that blew my mind. That changed our relationship. From that day forward, that was his bathroom. He told me every morning, like, oh, I like the candles, and, you know, like, he just really, really appreciated that. So that was the first major thing that happened. Oh, and then also, simultaneously, I decided to start having that other bathroom remodeled. It's like, okay, yeah, it's time. And so now that bathroom is remodeled, and that bathroom is actually, I think, the most beautiful bathroom in the house now. So that leads me to my second tip, which is to pay attention. Duh. I was not paying attention, obviously. But yeah, maybe think about the rest of the people in the house and how they're being represented, if they're being represented. And maybe like what their experience is like in the house. Like, put yourself in the shoes of the other family members in your house. So another area that I wanted to focus on was my career. I had recently started my jewelry business, Sparkle Bomb, and I just felt like it wasn't going anywhere. I felt like it was stuck. I felt like it wasn't growing as fast as I wanted it to. So we're walking around the house, and she notices in the living room I had like a bar cart set up, and she was like, oh, you guys drink a lot of cocktails? And I was like, no, not really anymore. I said, we used to, because I used to have a cocktail blog with my sister, and liquor companies would send us alcohol bottles, you know, all kinds of different things they want us to use in our recipes all the time, but not anymore. So she was like, oh, okay, so then why do you still have all those bottles there, which PS are looking a little dusty? And all of a sudden I got like super emotional, started crying again, because I realized that I was keeping those bottles because they represented the successful career that I had had. When my sister and I had our cocktail blog, it was a big success. You know, we were on national TV, we got a book deal, the blog was huge. And apparently I was desperately trying to hold on to that by keeping this collection of dusty liquor bottles. So when my sister and I decided to stop doing the blog, that was really hard for me. And I think I was trying to hold on to that, hold on to the past. But what happened was, every time I would walk past those liquor bottles, it was like a subconscious reminder of the past, how good things were, and how now my current venture was not as successful. So Bethany felt like those liquor bottles were holding me back from giving everything to Sparkle Bomb, my new business venture. So with that, she taught me a very powerful expression, which I now use all the time, and that is bless and release. She said, you need to bless and release those liquor bottles. Bless, you know, meaning like thank them for helping me to create these cocktails that, you know, led me to get to do all of these really fun things, and then release them. And so I did that. I thanked them. And then I, gave some of them away to friends. I kept a few, like the really cool ones. And then I got rid of the rest of them. It was actually a really hard thing to do, which seems stupid. It's like, it's liquor, which I wasn't even drinking. But the bottles just represented such a good time in my life. So yeah, it was hard, but I got rid of them. And then I felt a lot lighter, and I really did feel like I could move on and start putting all that energy into making Sparkle Bomb even better. Okay, so that leads me to tip number 3, which is to bless and release the things that are no longer serving you, the things that could possibly be holding you back, things keeping you stuck in the past. And I've heard some really good examples. Like I've heard about people holding on to artwork that was made by an ex, or gifts that were given to you by someone that you don't really like. Like, you don't have to keep any of that shit. You get to have exactly what you want in your space. So I think it's a good idea to like walk around and just with fresh eyes reevaluate, like, do I really want this thing right here? When I walk by this, are there any negative thoughts associated with that thing? Negative experiences, negative people? And if so, get rid of it. Your space is sacred, and you don't have to have anything in it that you don't want. Okay, so that was the first part, like the feeling, the energy of the space part. So the second part is where she used the bagua map. So the bagua map shows where different areas of your life correspond to the different areas of your home. So, for example, if you look at the bagua map, you can figure out where the money corner is in your house, or where the love and marriage corner is in your house. You can figure out all of the areas and what parts of your life correspond to those areas. So the last issue that I wanted to work on was money. And I kept telling her, we're just burning through money. We just burn through it. It comes in and then it's gone. And so she walked over to the money corner of our house, and like, she didn't see anything really wrong with it. But then there are a set of French doors in that corner, and she looks out the French doors and she goes into the backyard and she says, "Oh, well, no wonder you have a fireplace in the money corner." She said, "So you are literally burning through your money." And I got goosebumps. I was like, oh my God. So she recommended a couple different things, one of which was to hang a faceted crystal above the fireplace. And then that way that crystal would reflect the money energy back into the house and keep it there. So I went online, I ordered a crystal, and actually I will put a link below to the exact crystal that I put. Anyway, so I ordered one, and then I got it, and I immediately went and hung it up, and that was on a Saturday. And I swear, I'm not kidding, on Monday, my husband calls, and he was like, "Guess what? We got a big chunk of money coming our way." And I was like, what? Totally unexpected. And I started screaming, "It's the crystal, it's the crystal." And he had no idea that I had put a crystal up or anything. So he was confused by that, but it was crazy. I know it doesn't seem real, or it seems, I don't know. All I can say is that shit happened. And to add to the story, one of my best friends, I was telling her the story about the money corner and the fireplace and everything. And she stops and she goes, "Oh my God, I think we have a fire pit in our money corner. So then I was like thinking about her floor plan, and I realized like, yes, you do. She's like, oh no. So after we hung up the phone, I got online, I ordered a crystal for her, I shipped it to her, and she got it and she hung it up, and she told me 2 days later, she got a huge job opportunity, which was like a big salary increase and everything. So I don't know what to say. I mean, I know it's just a crystal, but that's 2 instances of money coming in. Okay, so that leads me to my last tip. Duh, hang a crystal in your money corner. Actually, I don't know if that would work for everyone, but if you have a fireplace, a fire pit, anything fire related in your money corner, I would definitely say to hang a crystal. So the deal with crystals is that they reflect energy back. So those are my 3 big examples of how Feng Shui has changed my life. And I would have to say, I mean, the money one, that was great and that was awesome. But the most significant one was the change in my relationship with my husband. It just kind of set the stage for a new way of like honoring each other in our relationship, I think. Because, you know, he felt like pampered and loved and appreciated, and then he wanted me to feel that same way. So that was mind-blowing. And then the other thing too about, you know, my career, and since then my jewelry business has really taken off. You guys, there's so much good stuff here. There's so much more I want to tell you, but I don't want it to be overwhelming. And so I thought this video I would just talk about the 3 big, most impactful changes that we've seen since we hired Bethany, our Feng Shui consultant. And I'm definitely leaving her information below. If you're in California, she travels all over California. She actually even went down to my friend's house in Palm Springs and did a Feng Shui consultation on her house as well. So anyway, yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear questions. Let me know what else you want me to talk about. I'm not an expert, but I've learned a lot about it because I feel like it's pretty freaking amazing. So, all right, guys. Thanks, as always, for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye.